let me reiterate, don't do shit for the homies. Unless the homie want to walk that stroll and get that money, the homie ain't getting a goddamn thing. And the same goes for brothers, peeps, dudes, fellas, dunnies, comrades, whatever the calling each other nowadays.
He ain't do nothing to deserve this, man.
This is about things you're too young to understand, little man. This is about thuggin' love. I loved you, man.
What?
You broke my heart, man.
What the?
I got that thuggin' love.
Yeah.
So there's this viral theory making the rounds on social media that the legendary animated sitcom The Boondocks was trying to warn us about Diddy and expose his escapades with industry men. But some fans are saying that people who think The Boondocks was trying to expose Diddy's preferences in the bedroom are missing the point, and they claim the show is actually making a deeper commentary on the hip-hop culture as a whole. So let's dive into the world of The Boondocks and examine all the parallels between its characters and Diddy's allegations.
Underage boy?
Oh no, I ain't come looking for no little boys. I ain't got no milk, no cookies, nothing. I came looking for man's butt.
A man's butt? Excuse me?
Oh, I know who you are, Chris Hansen. But see, I calls you Chris Handsome. I watch your TV show all the time.
So a lot of people are speculating that Diddy served as inspiration for the Boondocks character, Frederick, aka Gangstalicious, one of the protagonists Riley Freeman's favorite rappers and a regular face in the Boondocks universe. Gangstalicious is responsible for dropping several hits from the show, like Thuggin' Love and Homies Over Hoes.
You see, fall back away from me. Just in the VIP. Now bump it to the left and bump it to the right. Cause when you do the home, do it right.
So Gangstalicious claims he was inspired by Ice Cube growing up and started acting all tough and hardcore just to fit in. But that act stuck with him as he grew up, and he ended up living a straight-up lie. Now behind closed doors, Frederick's hiding a major secret. He's as gay as can be, and he's pulling out all the stops to keep that info under wraps. He even had a secret fling with a thug named Lincoln, who tried to off him for cheating on him while on tour. And don't even get me started on the time he went off on a record label executive and bragged about it on TRL. And the drama doesn't stop there. Frederick was also tangled up with a hip-hop video vixen named Jessica Ethelberg, who later wrote a tell-all book spilling the tea about Gangstalicious being gay. So as you can see, there seem to be a lot of parallels between Gangstalicious' story and Diddy. See, Diddy also adopted the gangsta image to fit in after he got his start in the industry as a background dancer for R&B singers in the 80s.
Around the age of 16, 17, I started dancing, going to the various clubs, and that was during the time when somebody, a big artist like Diana Ross, Fine Young Cannibals, or even Michael Jackson had a video. The directors would come into the clubs and see all the kids that were dancing and pick various dancers to be in the video. So I got picked to be in some of those videos.
And while Gangstalicious claimed he was inspired by Ice Cube to put on that tough guy persona, Diddy allegedly desperately wanted to emulate his late father, Melvin Combs, who was an associate of a notorious New York City drug lord, Frank Lucas, before allegedly becoming an FBI informant. Meanwhile, just like Gangstalicious, Diddy is rumored to have lived a double life since he came into the spotlight, and this has reportedly been an open secret in the industry since the 90s. Multiple industry insiders have alleged that everyone knew what Diddy was up to and even claimed they walked in on Diddy with other men. Take, for example, Kareen Steffans, aka Superhead. Years ago, she implied during a conversation on the Wendy Williams radio show that she caught Diddy having intercourse with another male executive in his office.
You walked in on record executives having gay or one executive having gay man. You don't mention that person's name. Can we talk about what record label?
No, that'll give it away. That'll give it away. But
what letter does it start with?
Not even. That'll give it away.
Let's continue with the problems. There was a party in Miami, and you showed up with Exhibit, and it was Puffy was at the party, or it was his party?
It was his party.
And when he saw you come in, it was like he saw a ghost, and he immediately asked you why you were there. He thought that you were there to blow up his spot. He then pulled Exhibit aside and asked Exhibit to get you out of the party.
And then there's Jaguar Wright, who claimed a female attorney who used to work for Bad Boy Entertainment told her that she walked in on R&B artist Christopher Williams performing a certain act on Diddy. According to Jaguar, Diddy Diddy pressured Christopher into this act after giving him a demo deal and promising to turn it into an album deal. And here's the thing, Jaguar said Diddy took pleasure in the fact that he could make a straight man perform this act on him. It was like the ultimate proof of power.
There was a young woman, beautiful woman. She's a lawyer, or at least she was. She used to be an entertainment lawyer. I'm not going to say her name. The story is enough. Because I don't know. I hope I won't be putting her in danger. But she shouldn't have to feel afraid after all of these years. Almost 20 years, you know. But I had to give her a job. I shouldn't say I had to give her a job. I gave her a job working for me so she could find some safety. Because while she was working at Bad Boy, because she was one of the lead counsels for Bad Boy Entertainment, she witnessed something. She witnessed something that was disturbing to her. But what was really disturbing to her was the conversation that she had with Diddy after. See, Christopher Williams, I don't know, I guess he wanted to sign. I don't know what happened. But Puff was supposed to be giving him a demo deal, and he gave him a demo deal, and I guess it was supposed to turn into an album deal, which that never happened. But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork. See. And when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff. Now, from what she said to me, it was disturbing because, you know, they didn't stop. She just walked out, and she just kept her head down at the office the rest of the day, I believe it was. And I don't think it was at the end of business day that day, but I think it was the following day. He came into her office and was like, yeah, so you came in there, so what? What you gonna do? You wanna say something? And she was like, oh no, she was like, I just don't understand why you left the door unlocked. If you were in there doing that, why would you leave the door unlocked? He said, I'll do whatever the I want to do in my building. And I just don't know. He was like, it's power, see? I can make a man, he said, if I can make a man suck my, I can make people do anything for money. That's what you said, Puff, about Christopher Williams sucking for a demo deal, and you cut him a check.
Now let's go back to the Boondocks. So there's that part where Gangstalicious gets involved with a video vixen, Jessica, and she later writes a tell-all book exposing his real preferences. And you probably already know where I'm going with this. Diddy was involved for years with model Kim Porter, who appeared in several music videos before getting a job as an assistant at Uptown Records. Kim and Diddy dated on and off for 13 years and had 3 children together. But according to multiple insiders, Diddy was putting his hands on Kim throughout their relationship. And when she left him, he reportedly wiretapped her phone and had her followed. And rumor has it that Kim was writing a tell-all book about Diddy and his FO parties with other industry men. Sadly, the alleged book never saw the light of day because Kim passed away on November 15, 2018, supposedly from pneumonia complications. Although there's been a lot of speculation over the years that Kim was poisoned and that Diddy was allegedly involved in her untimely demise. Now, it's possible that Jessica in the Boondocks was inspired by video vixen and author Kareen Steffans' Superhead, because she actually published several books detailing her experiences in the music industry. Plus, as I mentioned earlier, she told Wendy Williams that she once walked in on 2 music executives getting it in. And there's this scene in one episode of the Boondocks where Jessica appears on a talk show and reads an excerpt from her book where she exposes Gangstalicious for being gay.
We are back with our guest Jessica Ethelberg, also known as Wonder Cheeks, reading excerpts from her amazing new best-selling book, The Private Lives of Superstar Rappers.
Of all the rappers I met during those years, I loved Gangstalicious the most. I called him Freddie. I wanted more than anything to give my heart to him forever, but I couldn't because
he was so unbelievably gay. So unbelievably gay?
Gay?
On top of that, we know that Superhead was involved with Diddy because she herself mentions it in her 2005 memoir, Confessions of a Video Vixen. Besides that, Diddy's former bodyguard mentioned that he once saw Superhead providing certain services for Diddy at his home while his then-girlfriend J-Lo was in another room.
Had set it up because Jennifer went upstairs. And Puff said, yo, Gene, watch the door. Don't let nobody come through the door. And while Jennifer was upstairs, he was down there getting a fellatio from her.
Did she ever find out?
She know now.
And you said the female name was Karen?
Yeah, Superhead.
Oh, okay, Corinne Steffens. You got to say the full name, man.
Yeah, I thought it was her.
Now, moving on with the parallels between Gangstalicious and Diddy, another thing they have in common is their love of fashion. In the episode, The Story of Gangstalicious Part 2, Gangstalicious stops by a talk show to discuss his clothing line, and the way he talks about it sounds a lot like Diddy promoting his Sean John label.
Licious, you got the hit song that's in the streets right now. No, don't take that literally, folks. Just in the streets, homies over. And now, I'm telling you, the clothing line's jumping off. This thing is, what do you say, Gelman? Off the hook? Tell us about that.
Well, you know, Weege, we just had to bring, our own flavor to the fashion game. Fashion is a real big thing to me and my crew, you know what I'm saying? Personal grooming, hygiene, facial, shiatsu, seaweed wraps, that type of thing. And we not doing it for the females, you know what I'm saying? We doing it just for us, that's real thing.
All right, now, we got some models. Check it over here with some of your new gear.
Now, the vest isn't actually bulletproof, correct?
No, not really, but it's a hot style, and pink is definitely the in color for the season. And here we have the Gangstalicious super long tee.
Oh, that's long, baby, but that's the style, right?
Oh, why is the backside cut out?
I knew you were gonna ask that, and I like your attention to detail, Kel. I tell you why. That way, you don't have to waste time lifting up your t-shirt. You can get to your toast real fast, you know what I'm saying? Get the drop on it. Not that we want the kids to carry nothing like that, because we always tell the kids that ain't the way. Matter of fact, I had a song called Kids, That Ain't the Way.
And it's something that we're proud of, that we're able to, service men's fashion senses in a way that it still looks luxe and aspirational, and the quality we take pride in having some of the best quality on the floor.
Moving on, there's also that episode where Gangstalicious physically attacks record executive Johnny Guinness and then raps about it on TRL, only to be arrested later. Now, there are two versions of the story when it comes to this episode and real-life events that allegedly inspired it. According to some sources, the episode was based on Tupac and his appearance on the 1993 episode of Yo MTV Raps. Pac was there to promote his film Poetic Justice, and he bragged on camera about jumping the Hughes brothers, the movie director duo behind Menace to Society.
I beat up the directors to Menace to Society. Let me tell the whole world. All right, tell them how you did what you had to do. Chump, punk, slump, you know what I'm saying?
Look, you'll have a chance to come here and rebuttal.
No, they won't. They better come now. Check this out. They fired me, but did it in a roundabout punk snitch way. So I caught them on the streets and beat they behind. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I was a menace to the Hughes brothers. And it ain't over. I still got more than Chump. Don't jump to the TV.
But there's also been a lot of speculation that this episode of the Boondocks was at least partially inspired by Diddy's attack on record executive and former president of urban music at Sony, Steve Stout. And the reason why this version holds water is because the Boondocks specifically mention that Gangstalicious used a bottle of Hennessy and a tennis racket to attack the record executive.
In 2000, rapper Gangstalicious reportedly the record executive Johnny Guinness with a tennis racket and a bottle of Hennessy on the set of a music video. Guinness refused to cooperate with authorities, but the next day, Gangstalicious made an appearance on MTV's TRL.
Hold on. Drop the beat. Gangstalicious, my mind's too vicious. EMC's all day, delicious. My whole crew up in this, no doubt we gonna win this. Smack up your moms like I smacked Johnny Guinness. Dwayne Clark yesterday, I don't care what they say. Suckers really shouldn't play, I hit him with the Hennessy.
And here's the kicker. Diddy used a champagne bottle to attack Steve, and according to multiple insiders, he later paid Steve not to talk about the incident. This 1999 article published in the New York Post states, millionaire rap impresario Sean Puffy Combs got a slap on her wrist yesterday for his bloody April attack on a rival record exec, drawing no more punishment than a mandatory day of anger management classes. Combs had faced up to 7 years in jail for felony assault after allegedly bashing Steve Stout with a champagne bottle because Stout used unauthorized footage of Combs in a music video. The article then goes on to say that Diddy and Steve have since reconciled, leading Manhattan prosecutors to dismiss the charge, and the reconciliation reportedly came with a $500,000 payment from Combs to Stout. And now let's talk about another major clue that points to the Boondocks trying to expose Diddy long before all these allegations exploded in the media. So, turns out that Cat Williams appeared in several several episodes of the Boondocks as a pimp named Slickback, modeled after his character Money Mike from Friday After Next. In the episode, The Story of Gangstalicious Part 2, Slickback is brought in by Granddad to talk to Riley about the birds and the bees and to convince him that homosexuality is wrong. And the reason the family has assumed that Riley was gay was because he was always copying the mannerisms of Gangstalicious.
You gonna talk to him? Oh, no. No, not me.
So you see, my dearest Riley, it is this instinctive and burning need to procreate between a man and a bitch that not only keeps the human race going, but also fuels many important industries such as my very own.
So what do you think about homies over?
Is that something at Denny's? I don't know what that is.
Homies over, you know, like you supposed to put your homie over. That's how do, right?
I don't think homies over is a sentiment that a pimp named Slickback can co-sign, Riley. I mean, don't get me wrong, a pimp named Slickback will put a lot of things over. Money over, always. Brand new gators over, absolutely. A turkey sandwich with just tomato, guaranteed. But homies, oh no. A pimp named Slickback don't do shit for the homies. Let me reiterate, don't do shit for the homies. Unless the homie wanna walk that stroll and get that money, the homie ain't getting a damn thing. And the same goes for brothers, peeps, dudes, fellas, dunnies, comrades, whatever niggas is calling each other nowadays. Sound like some gay shit.
Now, as you probably know, Cat recently claimed during his viral interview on Club Shay Shay that he had to turn down offers from Diddy multiple times.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
And in case you think Cat only mentioned Diddy's name for clout after all these lawsuits started making headlines, keep in mind that Cat was talking about this long before Diddy's antics became mainstream news. Years ago, Cat claimed during a chat with Fat Joe that Diddy tried to take him out to dinner, and he had to tell him no.
I owe you a dinner, man. I obviously can't afford to get anything else.
Like I told Puffy, I don't let men take me out, sir. I'm good. I'll do no dinner.
So, was the Boondocks really trying to expose Diddy? Well, it sure looks like it, but to be honest, I think they were inspired by multiple people and the hip-hop industry in general. As for fans, they're saying that the Boondocks wasn't so much trying to expose Diddy for being gay as they were trying to make a commentary about the way hip-hop culture demonizes the gay label while turning a blind eye to actual crimes. One fan said, "I'd say it's more mocking the homophobia of the culture, as it's more making fun of how people are against those labeled queer without having any genuine issues with their behavior, and how they allow very gay-ish to go appreciated and unnoticed until they're confronted with the label." And another person wrote, "The Boondocks was not warning you that a rapper was gay. The Boondocks was commenting on the kayfabe of rap and the performance of masculinity, that people can make a lot of excuses and ignore gay-looking things because it's a rapper, and then suddenly will hate what they used to love when they realize the person is gay. The story is about homophobia and rap fans. Diddy is an effing predator, which is a separate fact from him having S with men. If any of your upset with Diddy is that he is gay, congrats. You are the type of person being satirized in the Boondocks well over a decade ago. But let me hear your thoughts on the Boondocks and these parallels between Gangstalicious and Diddy. What do you think was the real message behind the show? Drop your thoughts below and make sure you stick around for this next video.